To Remembering Our Spirits from the book Around the Year with Emmett Fox, July 12th, 2023. The Gospel. The student, having now gained an understanding of what the great law is and how it works, is in a position to take the next great step and understand now it is possible to rise above even the great law itself in the name of the Christ. This does not mean that the laws of physical or mental planes are broken. It means that man, because of his essential divine selfhood, has the power of rising above these domains into the infinite dimension of spirit, where such laws no longer affect him. The law of reaping what one sows, often called the law of karma, is actually law for mind only. It is not law for spirit. In spirit, all is perfect, eternal, unchanging, good. So man has the choice of karma or Christ. This is the best news that has ever come to mankind. And for that reason, it is called the glad tidings or the gospel. Karma turns out to be inexorable only so long as you do not pray. Inexorable. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, even though I just checked online. And we're going to keep going. For any given mistake, you must either suffer the consequences, which we call being punished, or wipe them out by the practice of the presence of God. It must not be supposed, however, that the consequences of a mistake are to be cheaply evaded by a perfunctory prayer. Sufficient realization of God to alter fundamentally the character of the sinner is required in order to wipe out the punishment that otherwise must always follow upon sin. When the sinner becomes a changed man and will not even desire to repeat his sin, then he is saved, for Christ is law of karma. And be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Romans 12:2. I like that word prove because it matters that you are doing your own spiritual practices in order to reap the benefits of experiencing the spirit of love that is within you. I am going to borrow from Marianne Williamson, one of my spiritual mentors, and no, I do not know her personally. She says that sin means to miss the mark. So we've simply missed the mark. I personally don't use the word sin in my spiritual practice or in my vocabulary. I use the word mistake. I've made a mistake, and mistakes are meant to be corrected rather than punished. However, when I make mistakes, when I am unwilling and do not take 100% personal responsibility for the consequences of my mistakes, then punishment may be experienced, if you will. Not that some God out there in the universe is punishing me. It's simply a matter of energy. What we reap, we sow. It's effect and cause. What are you choosing as cause in your life? I personally have been choosing the practice of prayer and practicing being in relationship with the presence of God within me for a little over 30 years now. It's changed my life. It changed who I am in just such a good way. It got me through all the obstacles and masks and fake personas and fear based thoughts and words and behaviors that I was living, first and foremost, in relationship with myself, and then in relationship with others and the entire world. What a heavy, heavy place to live. Burdensome, heavy, imprisoning. That's my experience. It says karma, no, for Christ is Lord of karma. I have to ponder on that. I have to spend some time deeper in thought about that statement. So, karma is cause and effect. Our thoughts are cause, our experiences are the effect of our thoughts. What we focus on, we experience. Karma. We reap what we sow. For me, the word Christ refers to that energy of love, my spirit, my soul, my infinite, eternal, beyond the five senses world, or more senses world. That part of me that has no beginning and no end, that is infinite and eternal. I experience that presence within me in my near-death experience. I experience that presence when I am consistently picking up my spiritual tools and staying in conscious contact with God and staying in a spiritual practice consistently. And I can be inconsistent, right? Human. It's worth it. It's worth it to have an experience of that love, of that divine adult self. That's some languaging I use. Of the presence of that love within you. Christ, spirit, soul. There are so many words that you can use for it to speak about that sacred, eternal, infinite spirit that we all are. Cause and effect. What thoughts and words and behaviors are you choosing for today? And if you don't feel like you're choosing for them, then I suggest you choose to move into conscious relationship with your thought life and become mindful of what your thoughts are. Remember, 90% may be repetitive that you're thinking. How do you become aware of what your thoughts are? I suggest you carry a small notebook around or use your phone if you have a smartphone and Just jot down, take a pause, and say, what are my thoughts in this moment? Start to become aware of them. At the beginning of the day, midday, end of the day, 4 or 5 times a day, whatever works for you. Have a willingness to become aware of what your thoughts are. That's a really, really good first step. As always, take the best for you and leave the rest. Have a blessed day.